Welcome, Business Body Elite members. In this video, I will be helping you find your rep maximum. The rep maximum, getting this number is very important. It's one of the most important aspects of training, really. Setting the appropriate rep range with the correct amount of weight will strongly influence your ability to achieve your fitness goal. By following through the course, you're aware of what a rep or repetition is. Your rep maximum is the amount of absolute reps you can perform with a designated amount of weight during a set. So talking about the specificity principle will also greatly influence the amount of load and repetitions you can perform during a set. Lifting heavy weight for a lower amount of reps will increase muscular strength, and in contrast, lifting lightweight for a higher amount of reps will increase muscular endurance. Essentially, in the simplest terms, the heavier the weight, the less repetitions you will be able to perform, and the lighter the weight, the more repetitions you'll be able to perform. This association, what I just spoke of there, is known as a percent of the 1 RM repetition relationship. So when the weight continues to increase, the heavier the weight gets, it will become so heavy that you'll only be able to perform a single repetition. For example, right here, this weight, the max amount of repetitions that I can perform with this amount of weight is, I think I just did 3 or 4 there. So that is my rep maximum with that amount of weight for squats. Only squats, not for bicep curl or, weighted pull-ups. It's specifically for the squat. So once again here, performing that same exercise, which is a squat, the max amount of repetitions that I could perform with the specific weight, that would be my repetition maximum, my rep maximum. I hope you're understanding that. I'm going to say it one more time. The max amount of repetitions that I could perform with the specific weight that is on the bar, that would be my rep maximum for that amount of weight. So as a beginner, how can you actually find which weight works best for you? So there's several formulas and things that we can put together, but right now I'm going to tell you how you can wing it. So the lighter, the better. Start light, and if you have to go heavier, that's perfectly fine. It's better to start lighter than actually starting too heavy and you get injured. So let's say I just selected 150 there. 150 did for the leg extensions. The absolute amount of repetitions that I perform with this, let's say, I'm going to show you, is about 9. That would be my repetition maximum, would be 9 reps with 150 pounds. So I didn't do any less or any more. The most that I can do is 9 reps. That will be my repetition maximum. 9 reps at 150 pounds. So like I said, knowing your goal is very important because, for example, let's say, as you saw, I did 9 there with 150, whatever the example is. But let's say your goal is endurance. If you're trying to get 15 repetitions and you have 150 and can only do 9, then obviously it's too heavy. You need to drop it and you need to get a lighter weight to be able to perform that those 15 repetitions with proper form. So the goal should be pushing or pulling whatever amount of weight that you're using in proper form throughout with that designated weight that you have for yourself. So for assistant exercises like this, you could get away with guesstimating, but you have to be very careful when you're doing that guesstimation with more difficult exercises, core exercises like the squat, deadlift, more complex exercise, which can cause injury if you're not careful. So be very cautious with that, but you can use a guesstimation. Definitely start light. So if you don't want to use the formulas, which are somewhere in the course, you can definitely look at it. You can use it. But if you don't want to do that and you're trying to do it on the fly very quickly, once again, haste makes waste. So take your time. It's always good to take your time rather than just doing the guesstimation. But for exercises like this, you can get away with doing that and you should be perfectly fine if it's not a complex, hardcore exercise that recruits multiple large muscle groups, which you can get injured if you're not applying it properly and using the right amount of resistance for that exercise. Start light. If you're a beginner, 100% of the time you should always be starting light. Well, light is right. when you're a beginner. We don't want to compromise form. No matter what the exercise is, you need to have, if you have resistance, you need to be able to perform that exercise without compromising form. That is a way to make the progress, engaging the appropriate muscles that you want to be engaging. So in closing, the lighter the weight, you should be able to, this is why keeping the goal in mind is very important. If you're doing endurance, you can easily reset and come right back 30 seconds or under. But obviously, as you see, like if I'm doing weighted dips with that amount of resistance, I won't be able to just jump back into it under if the rest is only 30 seconds. So keep that in mind. Keep the goal in mind. That's how you determine your rep range, your resting periods, amount of sets, and all those stuff. So that's it. Once again, if you have any questions, you can always talk to an elite coach. Thanks for watching.